RiverBender.com's live coverage of today's game is brought to you by Macias Insurance Agency, your local independent insurance agent. Andy's Auto Body, Tire, and Auto Service and Sales. Auto Butler Car Wash and Express Lube, located at 1706 Homer Adams Parkway in Alton. Roper's Regal Beagle, the Metro East's premier sports bar and grill. Shell Community Federal Credit Union, the one place to go for all your banking needs. Liberty Bank, bank local, bank Liberty. Gerard Fisher American Family Insurance, all of your protection under one roof. Tom Lane State Farm, your good neighbor agent in the Riverbend. First Mid-America Credit Union, exceeding member expectations since 1934. Roberts Ford, the value store since 1949. 4204 Main Street Brewing Company, locally brewed craft beer and the area's best 100% certified Angus steaks and burgers. Calc Institute of Technology, your future, your success. C&B Bank and Trust, Illinois' oldest bank.
Welcome back to Collinsville High School, already rocking and rolling, and the fans have been here since back in the 5 o'clock hour waiting to get into the gymnasium, and now a pretty good crowd on hand, to say the least, for the Alton Redbirds and the Edwardsville Tigers as they meet once again. And the Redbirds going for the Sweet 16. The winner moves on to the Sweet 16, and that's where the Redbirds were last year.
And of course the attempt is to get back there, and as you said, the crowd arriving early. I thought as we pulled up, why is everybody in such a hurry to stand in line to get into this place? But as I look at the number of empty seats, there are not very many. It's probably close to 80% full, and this is a Tuesday night basketball game.
That's right, and we're still a couple of minutes away from the tip. You're in tune to WBGZ Alton, 7 o'clock, and the usual starters tonight. It will be Smith, Stephen, Epinesa, Strohmeyer, and Colley for Edwardsville. For Alton, it will be Harris, Latham, Smith, Caldwell, and Edwards, Maurice Edwards, who told me time and time again last week this is a revenge game because he didn't get to play last time.
He definitely is looking forward to getting out on the floor and doing his part to see if he can't bring the Birds to victory and a trip to Friday night's championship game.
That was back in the middle of February when Edwardsville came to Alton High and won 61-60, and Maurice Edwards did not play in that game, although Paul Harris had a big game with 20. It was 18 for Trey Smith that night for Edwardsville, 22 for Mark Smith, and A.J. Epinesa had 20 that night for the Tigers.
I thought that night Harris made a statement, and since then, every time I've seen him, he's making another bigger and better statement.
And let's see how big the Redbirds play tonight against the orange and black of the Tigers. The Redbird nest rocking and rolling and ready, making a lot of noise at the tip-off. 7 o'clock tip-off. It's won by the Edwardsville Tigers, and Mark Smith has the basketball, and we are underway. He gives it off to Chris Colley on the right wing. It goes. Now Colley at the top, looking at head coach Mike Waldo behind him, as Coach Waldo calls out a play for Mark Smith to Colley again. They've had the touches so far. Now it goes into the lane, and a traveling called as Caleb Strohmeyer, the 6'6 sophomore, was spinning at the free throw line.
In isolation, they sent screeners across and left him on the backside all by himself. In his haste to go down the side of the lane, he traveled.
And here comes Alton with the first possession in a 0-0 game. Edwardsville will run the matchup zone defense here to start. 7:20 to go, first quarter. Marcus Latham now down to Trey Smith. Smith going to dribble out, and to the top of the key it goes to sophomore Kevin Caldwell. Now inside Harris, he found the baseline, he laid it up and in.
No less than 8 passes on that possession for the Redbirds. Good job of working it around, reversing it, finding Harris open to the hole.
Inside, Smith goes inside and lays it up and in. Smith all the way down under.
6'5 junior has a good bulk there, and he went to the hole strong.
2-2 game, and the Redbirds have it. Latham's going to drive, kick it to Edwards. Maurice gets his man up in the air underneath the Harris again, up and in again for Paul Harris.
Finding the cutter, that's the important thing to do there, and Harris, of course, gives the Redbirds a 2-point lead.
6:30 to go, first quarter. Here come the Tigers up the floor. Big crowd here in K-Hawk country at Collinsville High School. Here's Epinesa with a touch. Free throw line, Colley missed it short. Rebound Redbirds, Latham up the floor. Marcus Latham into the front court, gives to Edwards. Moe, free throw line, fires it up, missed it. Epinesa rebound.
That's the first time that the Redbirds came down and really didn't work the ball around on offense. Took the first shot available, didn't get it.
5:55 to go here in the first quarter. Free throw line, it's Strohmeyer, gives down to A.J. Epinesa with Harris on him. Out to Colley. Now it goes to the block. Strohmeyer left it short. Rebound. Harris knocked it out as he fought for the rebound there.
Epinesa with that entry pass looked like he was throwing a grapefruit in there instead of a basketball.
He is a beast, as Coach Eric Smith says over and over. Munster, and he's in the middle of the lane, up and in on the inbounds for Epinesa.
Entirely too easy as he stood behind the double screen, just got the pass in the air, put it down in before he came down.
6'5" junior, and he is a load. Has been getting into some foul trouble lately. We'll see how that goes tonight. Latham with a missed three, but Maurice Edwards runs it down in a 4-4 game. Edwards, top of the key, throws it left side to Latham, back to Edwards, over to Caldwell on the right. Now inside, a bad pass, and Epinesa with a steal.
Shows not only does he have bulk, but he has quick hands too.
5 minutes to go, first quarter. Here's Smith to Epinesa, who pops out high, gives to Strohmeyer. Now the give to Mark Smith underneath. Epinesa lays it up and in.
Yeah, Mark Smith with an outstanding job there, passing to the open side, led him right to the basket, and an easy two. Epinesa has 4.
4:40 to go. Edwards for three, and it's around the rim. No good for Alton. Rebound Edwardsville. 4:30 to go. First quarter. Smith inside on Caldwell. Up and in from the baseline.
Good baseline drive there. As you said, he just floated to the basket.
And we have a foul as Maurice Edwards went to the basket on the left wing. And we have 4 for Harris on the Alton side. On the Edwardsville side, we have 4 for Epinesa, 4 for Smith. 8-4, Tigers, timeout. Redbirds with a 30-second timeout. After the game, we announce our Munganast Alton Toyota player of the game. That foul was on Strohmeyer.
Strohmeyer picks up the first foul of the game. We've played nearly 1/2 of a quarter before the first whistle is blown for a foul. I think both coaches are kind of happy with that.
Again, on the other side of the bracket tonight, East Moline taking on the Rock Island Rocks. The Rocks and the Panthers tonight.
On the other side of the bracket and to the other end of the state, basically.
That's true. In the Quad Cities, they're playing that 4A game tonight.
Maybe raining here, but it's probably going to snow up there.
Maybe so, and Collinsville Sectional title game will be Friday night. The winner will move on to the normal Super Sectional at ISU next week. 4:24 to go here, and out of the timeout, Redbirds have the basketball, and they use a timeout, and they throw the ball into Trey Smith, who flips it over to Maurice Edwards. Top of the key, Maurice gives the ball to Kevin Caldwell. Now Marcus Latham at the top. Latham loses his man for a moment. Gives to Caldwell for three. Nope, off the rim. Redbirds miss another three, and Edwards with a reach-in foul.
Yeah, a silly reach-in foul there, trying to get that loose ball away from the rebounder. Redbirds have 3 times gone with the three-point shot. Each time they've settled for a one and done.
Ty Trimble comes into the game, 5'9" junior for the sophomore Caldwell. So Trimble, quick little guard, and he will see what he can do for offense and defense for Alton. Our first sub of the game. Here comes Colley up the floor, hands the ball off. They tried to Smith, but he has to give it to Strohmeyer out near the center circle. Smith guarded by Edwards. Has the basketball, and we have a foul. It might be Edwards again. It is.
Not a good start for the Redbirds as the big 6-foot junior Maurice Edwards picks up 2 quick ones here.
And Jordan Golly will have to check in. The senior checks in for the junior, Maurice Edwards.
And both those fouls really unnecessary. That one just too far away from the basket.
Here's Steven with the basketball, gives it out to Smith. 3:40 to go in an 8-4 ball game. Tigers lead first quarter. Down to Epinesa, turnaround, layup, it's good.
How can a guy that big get lost in traffic and nobody found him?
10-4, Tigers lead. Here's Latham giving the ball to Golly. Now to Trimble, as the Redbirds have played from behind in all of the playoffs. Long three, left side, that's Latham who finally gets a tray for the Redbirds.
Couldn't come at a more opportune time, draws the Redbirds back to within 3.
3 ball for the senior, Latham. 10-7, Edwardsville now. Redbirds taking on Chatham Glenwood last week, Quincy last week at the Alton Regional. Down low, Strohmeyer, layup, good, and Edwardsville getting some good looks under the basket.
Yeah, those diagonal passes are finding receivers wide open there. Even Peyton Manning could hit those guys.
Strohmeyer with a bucket there. 2:40 to go, first quarter. 12-7, Tigers by 5. Here's Trey Smith in the lane. Back to Jordan Golly, free throw line. Now to Trimble. Trimble's going to drive to the baseline. All the way under, his shot blocked away, but it goes out to Golly. Redbirds ball. Latham, an NBA 3 again. He missed it off the rim. Rebound, Epinesa.
Looked like 2 Redbirds were there in rebounding position. All of a sudden, Epinesa just went up and over him.
Smith to the baseline, fires it up over his shoulder, no. Tipped around, Alton ball. Smith with a good hustling long rebound.
Pure scrappiness there.
Latham inside, finger roll, no. Rebound, Edwardsville. They went right at Epinesa there.
Latham ran into him and he bounced off of him. I think there's a Superman cape underneath there.
Looked like a defensive end that he is on the football field. And he has it out high, 33. Epinesa hands the ball to Strohmeyer, now in the corner, Oliver Steven. Steven has had trouble getting going against Alton. Here's Strohmeyer for 3, nope. Rebound, Redbirds, Golly to Latham the other way. 12-7. Here's Harris out to Trimble. Trimble driving, gives it to Latham. He thought about a 3. He's going to drive and give it to Harris, who lays it in.
A little bit of that baseline passing, just as though as the Tigers had been using. Look now, Harris has 6.
Paul Harris sneaking in behind Epinesa again. Here's a steal by Latham. He picked his pocket. He'll lay it up and in.
Latham comes up with a 2 to go along with his 3. 5 big points makes it a 1-point game. Redbirds battling back.
55 seconds to go, first quarter. It's now 12-11. The Tigers by 1 over the Redbirds now. It was 10-5. It was also 12-7. But now that 5-point lead is down to 1. 12-11 our score. Here's Epinesa. 33 seconds to go as they wait for the last shot, maybe here. For Edwardsville, it's likely, of course. 25 seconds to go. First quarter, Epinesa bounces it to Smith. Mark Smith will back it up near the timeline, midcourt. 12 seconds left. Smith looks at Coach Mike Waldo. To Epinesa now. He fires long range, up and in. A long 2 for Epinesa. Trimble from midcourt will fire a long 3. It's good! It's good! A step or 2 into the front court. Off the glass and in for Ty Trimble.
I wasn't sure they were going to give him that, but they did. 2 threes in the quarter, but a huge one by Ty Trimble to tie this one up 14-14. Once again, Redbirds battling back.
Big 3 at the buzzer by Ty Trimble, the little guard off the glass and in at the buzzer. We are tied after 1 quarter. You're listening to Big Z Radio Sports.
Red or black, silver or gold, new or used. At First Mid-America Credit Union, they know options are important to you. That's why they've made relationships with local dealerships where you'll receive all the extras with First Mid-America Credit Union's low rates and financing done on the spot. All you have to do is decide what you want. Your car, our loans, they're made for each other. www.1stmidamerica.org or call 618-258-3168 to speak to a representative.
At 4204 Main Street Brewing Company, we believe that great food paired with our own locally brewed craft beer is a staple in life, and we want to share that experience. At 4204, you will find a menu that complements our very own award-winning craft beers, and we serve the area's best 100% certified Angus steaks and burgers. You can find us in both Alton by the Alton Square Mall and at our original location at 4204 West Main Street in Belleville. Come visit 4204 Main Street Brewing Company today for an experience you won't soon.
If you have car problems, Andy's has the solution. Customer service is priority number one. Our dedicated staff will be more than helpful in getting your car back on the road while you relax in our comfortable waiting area. If needed, we'll also make arrangements for a rental. Our experienced ASE certified technicians will walk you through every step of the process. Andy's Tire and Auto Service offers every under-the-hood service you need. Visit one of our 4 convenient locations today.
Harris with 3 buckets, and the Redbirds right in it at 14-14 now.
Now stop me if you've seen this before. The Redbirds fall behind, battle back, fall behind, battle back. Seems to be their MO lately.
All last week against Chatham, they won it at the buzzer. Against Quincy, they had the big fourth quarter, 23-9 in the fourth quarter to win that game. They're behind again, but here they come. Latham misses a finger roll in the lane. Back come the Tigers. We're at the Collinsville 4A sectional semis. Down to Epinesa. Out it goes. Long 3 is too long. It's missed at the top there by Sammy Green, the sophomore. Now Caldwell, the sophomore, bumped by Epinesa. No call. And now over the head. It's Trimble. He wasn't looking at the basket. He just threw it up over his head and it went in. Smith the other way, Glass, no, Latham has the basketball. He's fouled by Mark Smith of Edwardsville.
Well, the Redbird faithful right now is excited as we've seen them. An unbelievable shot. And now they're asking the Redbird coaching staff to please sit down. Officially, technically, only the head coach is supposed to be off the bench. But under that excitement, how could you not get fired up there? As the Redbirds, an outstanding job offensively and defensively, and they have the ball once again in a 2-point lead.
Well, they may have missed a foul on Epinesa down there, but Trimble got it, and then he faced Epinesa and had his back to him, and he flipped it over his head without looking, and it somehow rolled in. And then Trimble back the other way. Alton leading now 16-14, and they have the ball, second quarter here. 6:40 to go. Latham has it. Latham dribbles left into the corner. Caldwell 3. Good. Kevin Caldwell with a 3 for Alton.
And that's the first time we've seen him go post up there on the baseline. That's one of his favorite places from which to shoot.
19-14. Redbirds by 5. Here's Green guarded by Trimble. A handoff to Smith. The Redbirds with some aggressive D, and now Trimble with a foul.
I don't care if he gets a foul called on him. Those two guys out front are doing a whale of a job. That's Trimble and Golly, and they're putting all sorts of pressure on the guards. What that enables the Redbirds to do is keep the Tigers from getting the ball inside.
Here we go again. They throw it in, and they'll give the ball to Mark Smith. Smith to Steven, back to Smith with 6 minutes to go, first half. Down to Epinesa, guarded by Harris. Epinesa up, and he put it in as he leaned in on Harris. He's got 10 points already.
But Harris did everything he could physically possibly do to deny that shot. He was just overmatched on that play.
Here's Trimble with it, gives to Latham. 5:40 to go, second quarter. And Latham has it. We were tied after 1 quarter. Here's Trimble inside, over Epinesa, up and in.
Somebody's going to have to tell that young man at 5'9", he's not supposed to be going in there against that tall timber.
Golly guarding Smith. Good job of D again. Now Smith gives in the corner to Steven, guarded by Latham. Now it goes to Green. At the free throw line, now Smith for 3, left side, missed it. Long rebound, Edwardsville will keep it, down by 5 points. Alton 21, Edwardsville 16. Epinesa underneath, jam time as he got loose for a dunk.
once again being led to the basket by a nice baseline pass there. Easy two for Epinesa. Give him a dozen.
4:50 to go till halftime, 21-18. Redbirds with a lead. Latham's going to drive. Missed it off the glass on a running shot left side. Epinesa with another rebound.
Yeah, Harris tried to reach in there and poke that ball away, but I'm telling you, Epinesa had a couple of claws on that ball.
Here's a double team, and Epinesa almost lost it. He gets it back. Trimble steals it from him now. Ty Trimble.
Maybe I should have bragged about him earlier.
There you go. He bounced it right to Green, though. It's Edwardsville ball. Green to Smith. Smith on the baseline, and traveling called as he was spinning and too far under the basket there.
Well, he was so frustrated because there was not one, not two, but three different Redbirds who were just pestering him all over the floor. Coach Smith, a very happy camper with that defensive effort.
Golly and Harris come out. Burnett checks in. We have a timeout, Edwardsville. And it will be Kenneth Burnett into the game. Trey Smith along with Caldwell. We'll see who else comes out of the huddle, but how about the Redbirds defense, Gary?
They are playing such aggressive defense, really getting out on the perimeter, and I'm telling you, they are really being pissed out there, and it shows the Tigers are getting increasingly frustrated. And you have to remember that for about the last 8 minutes, the Redbirds have been playing with Maurice Edwards, their leading scorer, on the bench.
That's right, and Mo with 2 fouls and no points, and he has not seen the floor in a while. But Coach Eric Smith says it's going to be physical. We have to be aggressive against Edwardsville. We can't let up and we can't let down at all. And boy, the Redbirds have come out to play. Latham will come out of the huddle. Latham, Trimble, Smith, Burnett, and Caldwell. A small lineup, a lot of guards, and we'll see how it goes.
Well, that's the thing with Burnett and Trimble and Golly. You have 3 guards there, so you have, in essence, 15 extra fouls that you can afford to use on this Tiger offense.
Latham brings it up the floor. He's a 6'1" senior. Latham will hold the ball at midcourt, give it to Burnett with 4 minutes to go. Second quarter, Burnett's going to drive. Nice bounce to Trey Smith. He's on the baseline and needs some help from a guard. He gives to Latham for 3. It's no good. Rebound, Edwardsville in a 3-point game.
Long pass. I thought that was headed for Coach Waldo there for a minute. He had him guarded on the backside.
Into Epinesa again. Missed the dunk. He missed the dunk. And then a foul as Caldwell had it. And he was bumped and fouled by Strohmeyer. Caldwell slow to get up.
He got jarred very hard that time. And as you said, Strohmeyer is going to pick up his second foul. We'll see just how deep the Tiger bench goes. And we know it's not very deep. But Strohmeyer is going to have a seat.
Here's Golly in for Caldwell, and they'll check on Kevin Caldwell now as Jordan Golly checks back in, the senior, into the game.
It's like Sammy Green, the 5'11" sophomore, enters the game for Edwardsville.
Tigers still in that 2-3 matchup zone, and sometimes the baseline has been open with that 2-3 zone coming out a little too far. Harris not in there right now, but Trey Smith on the baseline.
Well, it may look open, but with Epinesa in there, you got to decide, do I really want to go down that alley?
Yep. Burnett out to Latham. Fakes a 3. He's going to drive. Right hand, no. Rebound, Burnett there, but tipped out. It's Edwardsville ball.
And there's a play where Epinesa did not even touch the ball, but his intimidation resulted in that turnover.
Back the other way, it's Tigers ball, and Redbirds still lead it, 21-18. Here come the Tigers.
I guess I shouldn't call that a turnover, an empty possession that would officially be.
Yep. Redbirds did not get a good look, a good shot. And inside it goes. Latham with a foul, and they almost got the bucket too as Colley, the senior, underneath.
Yeah, I really like that cross pick. They have Mark Smith coming across, giving a cross pick on the baseline. Then you got the big guy up top who'll feed the cutter to the basket and out of the free throw line.
Well, we only have 7 fouls in the game. That's the first one on Latham. Free throw, Colley, and it rolls in front of the rim, and it rolls in for Colley, his first point.
And that, with 2:57 to go till halftime, is the first free throw either team has shot tonight.
Amazing in a physical game like this one tonight. Free throw, no good. Rebound, Latham had it. Epinesa got it away from him, missed the layup. He got it again, missed the layup, and now a jump ball is called as they go crashing to the floor. Trey Smith standing chest to chest with Epinesa there.
I don't mean to sound derogatory, but he kind of felt like King Kong, frustrated inside there with the little guys, could not get the shot to drop.
2 layups, one from the right side, one from the left side of the rim. And he missed them as they rolled off the rim. Into Epinesa again, and he lays it up off the inbounds pass.
6 points in the quarter, 14 points for the night. We're tied at 21.
2:40 to go, first half. Trimble backs it up, Redbirds ball. And their lead is gone now, 21-21 on the board. Here's Maurice Edwards back in the game. Kicks it to Latham. Latham looking baseline. Instead, he'll give it out to Trey Smith. To Trimble. Let it go through his hands, but gives it to Edwards. Little fadeaway, step back, no. Edwards rebound underneath, Glass, good.
He made that shot a lot more difficult than it needed to be, but the end result the same. Give him 2, give the Redbirds the lead.
Harris with a foul on a long pass to Epinesa here. Paul Harris with his first foul, team foul number 5 for Alton.
Well, he has played 10 minutes in this ball game. No, he's played 14 minutes before picking up his first foul. That's an outstanding defensive job by Harris.
Epinesa's got a lot of easy buckets. They may have to make some adjustments at halftime, Alton's D, but Redbirds concentrating on that defense out front with the guards. And right now they have a 2-point lead. Underneath Colley, layup good underneath to tie the game.
Little give and go and a backdoor cut. Colley now has 3.
Edwards in the lane, over Epinesa, Glass, good, Maurice Edwards.
Edwards with a pair of fresh legs underneath him is able to sky on that one to give the Redbirds the lead right back.
25-23, Redbirds by 2. Here's Green, top of the key. Gives to Stephen, baseline Stephen, hands to Smith, and he's fouled, missed the shot, but he'll take 2 free throws.
Let's hope they don't call that one on Harris, but he came over to give additional help. I believe Trey Smith's going to pick that one up.
Smith, his first foul. And in the game on February 19th, Mark Smith was 12 out of 13 from the free throw line, 22 points, and he hits a free throw here.
You didn't get that out in time to jinx him on that one. Let's see if it'll work on this one.
Maybe.
5 points for Smith.
5 points for Mark Smith. Another free throw to tie the game. And it's good, 25-25 ball game.
And I look at this team and see Mark Smith coming back next year, Epinesa coming back, Strohmeyer. They've got a nucleus returning next year.
Latham, top of the key, going to drive and then kick to the corner. Out to Trimble, though. 1:10 to go in a tie game. What's going to be the score at halftime here? Alton and Edwardsville from the 4A Collinsville Sectional. Here's Trey Smith, free throw line. Down to Harris, layup good.
Nice job there, as it looked like the Redbirds were doing that little dribble penetration and a rotation, and then all of a sudden they found Harris open on the baseline.
Paul has 4 buckets, Harris with 8 points. Here's Smith with it. Redbirds looking for some D here in the last 40 seconds of the first half. Epinesa bounces it to Green. 2-point lead for the Redbirds. Green to Stephen. 30 seconds left. Epinesa at midcourt, bounces it to Colley. Now 20 seconds left. Tigers for the last shot, maybe the tie. Here's Mark Smith. 12 seconds, now 10 seconds to go. Epinesa out high, tried to get it low. He gets it to Stevens. Scoop shot, good. 4 seconds left. Here's Maurice Edwards from midcourt, and he left it short, and it is halftime. And we are still tied. We were tied after 1 quarter at 14. We're tied after 2 quarters at 27-27. Back with halftime in a moment. You're listening to Big Z Radio Sports.
All right, sir, we finished all the services on your car. They'll take it over for your complimentary car wash, and they'll call you when it's ready.
Calc Institute of Technology is working for you with career programs for today's jobs. As a career student, you can expect a welcoming atmosphere with exceptional personal service, small classes with one-on-one attention, a set class schedule, and short-term programs that will get you into the workforce quickly. Calc has 2 locations for your convenience located in both Alton and Fairview Heights. For more information, visit Calc online at www.calc.edu.
You tuned into the game for great local sports entertainment. But where do you turn for quality local banking services? Take advantage of the full range of products and services that are provided by local people at CNB Bank and Trust. CNB Bank and Trust, a real community bank, locally owned and reinvesting your deposits right back into the local communities. Your local CNB Bank and Trust, Illinois' oldest bank, established 1854, member FDIC. Now, back to the game.
Timeout! Come here. I need better coverage. Anybody here give me better coverage?
Put me in, coach. I can give you better coverage. Not only can I give you better coverage, I can protect your dreams. Call me, Gerard Fisher, 466-7062.
Hey, where do you want this ladder?
Oh, come on, coach.
American Family Insurance.
Welcome back to Collinsville High School, the Purple Palace, and it is pretty packed tonight, that's for sure, for this big sectional semifinal game. Edwardsville against Alton, 14-14 after 1 quarter. We're tied after 2 quarters, 27-27. Now what's going to happen, Gary?
Well, I guarantee you we're going to come out and have a third and a fourth quarter just as exciting as the first and the second was. You were talking about RiverBender.com, and if you happen to be watching there, you do want to take a look behind the Alton Redbird bench. The bird's nest is overflowing tonight, and I noticed as the youngsters came in, most of them had the game jerseys on, shorts on. They're dressed for the nice warm weather. Let's just hope it's not a driving rainstorm when they head back out.
That's true. That's true. The Redbird nest rocking and rolling, making a lot of noise tonight. And we'll see if the Redbirds can make some noise here as these 2 rivals battle again. If you go back the last 5 years in the playoffs, each team has 2 wins against the other. Last year, it was Alton winning the Edwardsville regional title at Edwardsville, 44-27. 2 years ago, they did not play in the playoffs. You go back even further, Eric Smith's first year, that was the Granite City regional. Edwardsville won that one 55-40. And then the Will Gordon years. William Gordon, back in 2012, Edwardsville beat Alton in the regional semis, 73-51. That was at Edwardsville. But Coach Gordon won a regional title here in Collinsville over Edwardsville back in 2011, 64-54. So Alton over Edwardsville in 2011, 2015. It was Edwardsville over Alton in the playoffs, 2012, 2013, back-to-back.
And of course, to me, that's what makes a rivalry. When each team has success at one time or another against the other one, neither team has dominated the other one. They have gone head-to-head. They've had some terrific battles. They've had some terrific players for both teams.
Alton and Edwardsville back on the floor here, getting ready for the 3rd quarter. And we'll see who the heroes are going to be. Is it going to be Epinesa continuing to score down low? He's got 14. Will he get some help from Mark Smith and the rest of the Tigers? Or will Paul Harris, Maurice Edwards, Ty Trimble, Kevin Caldwell, some of those Redbirds, Marcus Latham, come alive in the second half?
Well, the Redbirds right now, as they're taking the shots, warm-up shots here right underneath us, look to be a very relaxed, confident bunch. And as you said, one of those guys will be our Munganess Alton Toyota Player of the Game, unless we have a game like we had last Friday night, just impossible to choose just one.
That's right. It's hard to pick just one. Redbirds with a handful of seniors on the team: Paul Harris, Marcus Latham, Kenneth Burnett, Jordan Golly, Trey Smith. Those are 5 seniors that are a big part of this team this year. They're 15 wins, 10 losses. Smith, Golly, Burnett, Latham, and Harris, the 5 seniors, and we'll see if the Redbirds can help those seniors live to play another day.
And of course, that's the goal right now, just survive and advance. And right now, they're 16 minutes away from breaking this tie and see if they can't move on and punch the ticket for the Friday night dance.
And go to the Sweet 16. Last year, they made it to the sectional championship game. They had a record of 27-5 after losing to Normal Community up in Pekin in that sectional championship game. And this year, a record of 15-10, but another regional championship. And here we go with the Redbirds huddling up around Coach Eric Smith. And we'll see if the Redbirds can get it done. The assistants are David Jackson, Aaron Womack, Mike Holmes for Alton. And the Redbirds have it with Latham, Edwards, Caldwell, Smith, and Harris on the floor. Here we go. Alton ball at midcourt. Second half underway. Latham will throw it in to Kevin Caldwell. Redbirds and the Tigers, third quarter. 27-27 on the scoreboard. Alton ball, Trey Smith, top of the key. Gives it off to Caldwell. Smith has not scored yet. Caldwell looking for Latham, but Kevin Caldwell, guarded by Mark Smith, will give it up to Trey Smith. Free throw line, Trey fires it up. No, Epinesa with another rebound.
Epinesa with a good job there of establishing his position, then going straight up to get that rebound.
Epinesa has no fouls in the game. He has the ball here, leans in, missed it on a double team, got it back and laid it up and in.
And that was a very fine double team that the Redbirds put on him, but the big guy just muscled his way to the offensive rebound and the 2 points.
Maurice Edwards fade away at the baseline, and Mo hits the short jumper.
A very different way to attack the basket. As you said, he's fading away, but the result is the same. 2 points, ties us up again.
Early third quarter, and Mark Smith has the ball to Strohmeyer, down to Epinesa, knocked away by Harris. It goes to Stephen, and double dribble, turnover, Oliver Stephen of Edwardsville.
I have that as only their fourth turnover. Unofficially, the Redbirds have only committed one.
Alton ball. Redbirds bring it up the floor, tie game, 29-29. Third quarter, here's Maurice Edwards into the front court. Mo gives it off to Trey Smith. Smith looking for Latham. Instead to Harris. Back to Smith. Trey looking to the corner. He's going to fire it up. No. Harris rebound. Missed it. Now over the back. Latham was there for the rebound, and Strohmeyer came over his back.
Strohmeyer is going to pick up his third foul. That's the first big break of the night for the Redbirds, and Strohmeyer is going to have a seat. Sammy Green, a 5'11 sophomore, will replace him.
Boy, Harris should have had that open look underneath on the putback. He had a layup, but Latham was there, and over the back goes Edwardsville. Here's Edwards inside, going right at Epinesa. Missed the shot, no whistle. Smith the other way, left it short, got his own rebound and put it in.
It was almost as though he was floating that up to the rim, knowing it was going to come back to him. He has 8. And the Redbirds have given up the lead, the Tigers by 2.
31-29, Edwardsville, 6 minutes to go, third quarter. Here's Latham, baseline, Latham underneath. Epinesa there, they missed the shot. Epinesa there again, but it's Smith tipping it up. It's Edwardsville ball. Alton couldn't get it to go. Back comes Colley, left hand, up and in for Edwardsville.
Well, the Redbirds had 4 players in the paint trying to get that offensive rebound, and that allowed for the easy breakaway for the Tigers.
And we have a whistle and a foul in the backcourt, and we have a timeout. And I think it's going to be a timeout instead of an Edwardsville foul with 5:33 to go. The Redbirds down 33-29 now.
Well, the Redbirds have been in this position before, so that's nothing new. I think right now a good move here by Coach Smith to be able to regroup his troops and let them realize, I know when you go in the paint, you and I can sit up here and look at it and say that's an easy shot, but when Epinesa is leaning over your shoulder, there's fear in your eyes, and I don't care who you are.
And there's a lot of contact and not a lot of whistles both ways.
They're letting them play, and of course, when you got a big 6'5" monster in there like Epinesa, that has to work in your favor.
It does, because somehow or another, he's in the lane and has no fouls in this game. as physical as it has been in this game. Maurice Edwards has 2 fouls. Strohmeyer with 3 for Edwardsville. And the Redbirds have 6 fouls. Those were in the first half. Alton ball out of the timeout. Here's Marcus Latham. 4-point Tigers lead. Latham in the corner. A double team. Gets it outside. Caldwell 3 ball. It's good.
What a pass, though, by Latham to get that ball outside, as it looked like he was in deep trouble, double teamed in the corner.
Redbirds get down by 5 or 6, and seems like they hit that 3 when they need it, and Caldwell did there. 33-32. Epinesa double team, gives it off to Green, up and in on the other side of the lane. He puts it in.
You know, Sammy Green at 5'11", a good job there. The shot fake drew the defense into the air. As the defense was coming down, he took it to the hole.
35-32. Here's Edwards with it. 4:30 to go, third quarter. Edwards going to drive. Left hand, good. Short running shot by Maurice Edwards.
A little floater there, and he pulled up just in time so as not to run into Epinesa and perhaps get an offensive foul.
35-34. Underneath Smith, and he traveled under the basket. Edwards got caught behind him, but it's a turnover.
Yeah, he was headed to the basket, but the pass led him just a little too much, and as he tried to corral it, he was shuffling his feet without putting it down for a dribble.
Jordan Golly checks in for Trey Smith. Alton going to the bench. Coach Eric Smith making a move here. And Maurice Edwards up the floor. 4:10 to go. Third quarter, 1-point game. Edwardsville leading 35-34. Harris going at Epinesa. Rolled it off the rim. He missed it. Glass rim, no good.
Well, Harris bumped off Epinesa that time, but I think it threw him off balance just enough. He couldn't get the shot to go.
3:50 to go. Here's the Tigers the other way. Out to Colley for 3. It's good. 3 for Colley.
What a nice inside-outside pass as Epinesa found a guy down on the baseline who kicked it out to Colley for an easy 3.
Their first 3 of the ball game. Here's Harris going at Epinesa again, and it rolled out. No, and Epinesa may be over the back for his first foul of the game. Maybe.
At least the first called foul.
There you go. And the crowd goes wild. The crowd goes wild.
It's kind of like they're cheering, finally.
They're cheering for the referees, or foul number 1 on Epinesa. And again, Paul Harris could not get that short shot to roll in as he had a good look. Here comes Trimble for Alton, in for Caldwell.
We have a timeout. I think the Redbirds need to send somebody out here and check this rim. It might be greased because a lot of them just kind of sliding off.
Round and around and no good. Here's Latham with it in the corner. Now a short shot outside the lane. It's good. Marcus Latham for 2 points.
Latham said the way to avoid that is don't touch the rim, just put it in the net.
The swish makes it 38-36. Edwardsville by 2. 3:10 to go. Back and forth battle here. Here's a 3. It's in the air. No. Epinesa leaping, but Harris had the rebound in front of it.
He wanted to reach over, but thought better of it.
Here's Trimble to Golly. In a 2-point game, Redbirds can tie it up. It's Trimble near midcourt. Ty Trimble looking around, hands it to Latham, but Green stole it away. Tigers ball. Now Smith for 3. It's no good. Trimble going to let the ball go out of bounds. It's Alton basketball.
Well, there's a situation where Oliver Stephen was charging in from the backside to get the rebound, but you got to remember, shoot long, rebound long. It went over his head. Redbirds wisely let it go out of bounds.
Trey Smith into the game for Paul Harris.
Well, this is going to be interesting because Harris has been the guy trying to throttle Epinesa.
Timeout, Edwardsville. After the game, we announce our Munganast Alton Toyota player of the game. Tigers 38, Redbirds 36. About 5 or 6 points. That's about the biggest lead either way here tonight.
Yeah, these teams playing it very close to the vest. Very, very good defense on both parts. I've been really, though, impressed with the Tigers with the way they've been utilizing backdoor cuts on the baseline. But Even so, when they get the entry pass in, they're also very proficient to kick it back out for a wide open perimeter shot coming up time and time again.
Well, you look at the Redbirds score sheet. Harris 8, Latham 7, Edwards now up to 8, Caldwell 6, Trimble 7. 3 others haven't scored still yet here. Smith, Golly, Burnett. But they have some quality minutes tonight too already. Here comes Latham up the floor for Alton in a 2-point game. Redbirds need a bucket to tie the game. Big crowd here tonight. Trey Smith, free throw line, gives to Golly. Jordan Golly inside, Epinesa there, but Smith missed it. Reverse layup, but he was fouled by Steven.
And took that up strong, and Steven come over his back, and they'll pick up his first. Redbirds going to go to the free throw line at the 2:16 mark of quarter number 3 to attempt their first free throws of the night.
Trey Smith tries to get on the score sheet for the first time. And Trey Smith with 2:16 to go, third quarter. In a 38-36 game, misses the first free throw.
Right on line, just come up a little bit short. He claps his hands in disgust. Encouragement from his teammates. He said, I'll get this one right.
Tries to make it a 1-point game. Edwardsville on top, 38-36. Free throw, it's no good. Short again off the rim.
Consistent, both of them right off the front of the rim, dead center. Redbirds could have used those two. First 2 free throws they've shot. They're still looking for their first made one.
Third quarter rolls on, 2 minutes to go. Here's Steven looking for a guard. Instead, Epinesa down low to Colley. Layup good.
Redbirds guilty of trying to give help on Epinesa, and when it comes from the backside cutter is going to be wide open.
Latham all the way down. Finger roll good. Marcus Latham has 9 points.
Kind of took that one up and under, got there quickly. The defense couldn't get set.
Cuts it back to 2. Edwardsville 40. Alton 38. 1:35 left, third period. Harris is going to check back in a moment. Now a foul. Smith fouling Epinesa on the block.
Well, Smith is supposedly giving up 4 inches in height, but he's giving up probably about 60 pounds in weight.
At least, at least. Paul Harris comes in for some bulk against Epinesa.
Smith says, thank you very much. You take him.
Second foul on Trey Smith. 1:24 to go. Epinesa, free throw line. Dribbles down, looked like he traveled. Handed the ball off to Green, no call. Now back to Epinesa, offensive foul as he used the elbow and the arm was out.
A good defense there by Harris, but you got to credit Trimble. He came in and offered backside support, and that's what really frustrated Epinesa, who's now picked up his second.
2 fouls on number 33, 1:10 to go, third quarter. Redbirds could use a bucket to tie the game. Here's Latham. Latham drives, gives to Harris, now to Edwards. Edwards going to drive on Epinesa. Finger roll, good! Maurice Edwards.
Only word to describe it, unbelievable.
Flying through the air, a double pump, and he scooped it up and in. 44 seconds left, tie game at 40-40. We were tied after 1 quarter. We were tied at halftime. We're tied again. 33 seconds left, third period. Here's Green, and he throws it in the backcourt. It's Alton ball.
That's 2 consecutive turnovers on the Tigers. They had to charge on the offensive foul on Epinesa, and this time the swing pass just kind of slung it in the backcourt. 7 miscues on the orange and black.
Redbirds ball under their basket as it went all the way down to the other end of the floor here underneath us. 25.5 to go. Let's see what the Redbirds do in a tie game. They were just down by 4, now it's tied. Here's Edwards. 20 seconds left. They will wait and wait till the end of the third quarter. 13 seconds. Here's Edwards. Maurice has had a big third quarter with 3 buckets. Here he goes again. Epinesa, over Epinesa, up and in. Maurice Edwards. Smith from the backcourt, off the rim. no good. And Maurice Edwards with a big third period, Garrett.
Have we seen this before where he comes right down to the end of the period and makes a miraculous shot to give the Redbirds a lead? I think so.
Over and over again, and Maurice Edwards gives the Redbirds the lead after 3 quarters, 42-40. He's now up to 12 points in the game, too. The 4th quarter after this. You're listening to Big Z Radio Sports.
Has free checking become a thing of the past? Not if Liberty has anything to say about it. With 3 free personal checking options and even a free business checking account, free is alive and well at Liberty Bank, the local bank that gives you free checking choices and more cashing in your pocket. Bank locally, bank Liberty. For more information, visit www.bankliberty.com.
I'll grab the birthday cake, you bring the gift, if you're sure she's ready.
She's 16, honey, and she's earned a set of keys.
She's studied and practiced, I know, but it's a big responsibility.
When you have a teen driver, it's good to know that Madison Mutual has the insurance coverage you need.
She's ready, and so are we. I talked to our Madison Mutual agent.
Call Barry Macias, your local independent insurance agent, at 467-2874.
The more life changes, the more you need Madison Mutual.
One of the greatest myths about car dealers is that some pay less for their cars than others. Hi, I'm John Roberts, and we all pay the same. Here at Roberts Motors, we can compete with any Ford dealer, regardless of how big they are or how great they say their deals are. The number one concern of anyone buying a car today is service. At Roberts Motors, we pride ourselves in exceptional service before, after, and during the sale. Stop in today and see why Roberts has been the home of happy customers since 1949, or see us online at riverBender.com.
Welcome back to Collinsville High School. These two teams battling minute after minute, quarter after quarter, and now after 3 quarters, the Redbirds have a lead, 42-40 over the Tigers as we go to the 4th quarter.
And I watched this competition between these two teams, and I know the Southwestern Conference has been filled with this all year long. How in the world did Edwardsville go into everybody else's home camp and come away unscathed in the conference?
Yeah, 14-0 for the Tigers in the conference this year. Somehow, Redbirds were in 2nd place. Free throw line, Strohmeyer missed it. Alton ball, 7:45 to go in the game as the Redbird nest loud and proud again as we start the 4th quarter. Maurice Edwards has the basketball. Edwards, 12 points. Latham with 9, Harris with 8. Trimble with 7, Caldwell with 6. A lot of Redbirds getting it done tonight. Offense, defense, here's Ty Trimble. Trimble guarded by Smith, gives it to Trey Smith. Now to Harris, free throw line, hands it to Maurice Edwards. There he goes, and he puts it up, and he puts it in. On a spin move into the lane, Edwards a bucket.
I was about to say, Coach Mike Waldo is seeing some Waldo ball played against him, and that's what the Redbirds did. Very patient. Finally, the defense breaks down, and the Redbirds score.
4-point lead, Alton. Here's Steven, right elbow, up and in, 2 points.
Steven has but 4 points on the night, but that was a big one to draw the Tigers back within 2.
6:40 to go in the game. Redbirds 44, Tigers 42. The winner goes to the Sweet 16. Edwards to Harris, out of bounds, and Harris on the block was wide open, but he missed the pass.
Well, I think Harris' first thought was he was looking for an offensive rebound had that shot been missed. It wasn't a shot, it was a pass to him, and he couldn't get his hands up in time.
At the very last split second, Edwards dumped it off, and Harris had it go through his hands. Now the Tigers could tie the game back up again. 6:20 to go in the game. Here's Mark Smith into Epinesa. Out to Colley for 3. It's no good. Rebound, Epinesa there. No, it's Smith. He missed it. Edwards the other way. Maurice Edwards to the front court, flying with a basketball. Down underneath, over Epinesa. Up and in on A.J. Epinesa.
An awful lot of bumping there. I thought it should have been an and one. Coach Smith thought so too, but the Redbirds will take the 2 and get the ball back.
Turnover, Edwardsville. and the Redbird crowd a standing ovation. And the Redbirds lead it 46-42. 5:49 to go. We have a timeout in Collinsville. You're listening to Big Z Radio Sports.
Roper's Regal Beagle, located on Godfrey Road, is the Metro East premier sports bar and grill. Open Sunday through Thursday till 2 a.m. and Fridays and Saturdays till 3 a.m. At Roper's Regal Beagle, you will enjoy some of the area's best pizza from their wood-fired pizza oven. There's also a full kitchen offering a huge variety, as well as a soup and salad bar. Sports fans, Roper's Regal Beagle is the place to watch the game. 27 TVs, NFL ticket, Big Ten, Pac-12, and streaming local high school sports.
At Shell Community Federal Credit Union, you are important. We work hard to ensure you have the best banking experience possible. Whether you are inquiring about opening a savings account or wanting to learn more about a loan, our professionals are here to help you with any questions, and we will walk you through every step of the process. Since opening our doors in 1935, we've never forgotten that our members are our most important asset, which is why we continue to excel. For all your banking needs, Shell is the one place to go.
And we thank you for joining us tonight in this 4A Collinsville Sectional Semifinal game. Maurice Edwards did not score in the first quarter. He had that early foul trouble, but look at this second half for Mo Edwards.
Yes, indeed. As you said, he's put together a great second half. He now has 16 points on the night, so he's gotten 12 of those in the second half. Sometimes it's a blessing in disguise. He set out the second part of the first part of the second quarter. His legs may be a little fresher than anybody else on the floor right now.
Edwards leading the way, the only player for the Redbirds in double figures, but they also have Harris with 8, Latham with 9, Trimble with 7, Caldwell with 6. And here's Trimble into the lane. 46-42, Alton, 5:35 to go. Here's Trey Smith with it, looking for Latham. Instead, he's trying for Edwards now. Nope, it goes to Trimble instead. Ty Trimble going to drive inside and missed it. Around Epinesa. Long pass to Colley. He'll lay it up and in.
And Epinesa, when he got that rebound, he knew he had a release man going early. All of a sudden, Colley has 12 points on the night, and it's a two-point affair.
Here's Latham inside. Glass and good as they go down to the bucket again.
Latham in double figures with 11, and he challenged the big boy, went right at Epinesa.
Mark Smith and Maurice Edwards going back and forth against each other. That's quite a battle. Here's Alton going for the steal. Couldn't get it. 4-point lead for the Redbirds. Epinesa triple teamed. Colley in the corner. Good. It's a 3 for Colley.
Colley has come alive as he has 5 in the quarter, 15 on the game. 12 of those have come in the second half.
4:30 to go. We have a 1-point game on a big 3 there as they triple teamed Epinesa, and he kicked it to the corner. 48-47, Alton. 1-point lead with Smith in the back pocket of Maurice Edwards over here in the corner. Now we have a foul. Harris, an illegal screen on Mark Smith away from the ball.
Of all of the things that have gone on tonight,
yes,
that one did not need to be called.
True. 4:10 to go in the game.
I didn't say that. I'm just thinking out loud again. Now let's get back to the game.
Gotcha. Fourth quarter rolls on. Mark Smith looking underneath. Redbirds need some more D. Epinesa to Strohmeyer. Now Epinesa again, threw it away. Latham with a steal. Marcus Latham going to go at Epinesa again. Good! And one as he went at Epinesa again.
And Epinesa was trying to avoid the foul and still make the stop as he undercut him and picks up his third foul. I don't know which is more important, the potential 3 points or the actual third foul on Epinesa.
Latham had that big and one at the end of the game against Quincy to give him the lead, and he does it again on a big and one. The free throw is good, and we have a timeout on the floor. Now, when Maurice Edwards went at Epinesa, there was a lot more contact than on that play, though.
Yes. Well, you know, you call it the way you see it, and sometimes they don't see it the same way we do, and I'm paid to say that.
Looked like an and one for Maurice Edwards just a couple of minutes ago. That was not called.
Well, it's one of those things, if I miss it the first time, I better not miss 2 in a row. So
Epinesa now with 3 fouls. I guess that's a big part of the game, even though we're down to 3:49 left.
Well, I think it's a big part of the game because there's a possibility this one will go overtime. And there's also a pretty good possibility that he's going to pick up that 4th, because you know Coach Smith's down there saying, don't be afraid to go right at him. However, last Friday night, Epinesa fouled out of the game at the end of the 3rd quarter. The Tigers still prevailed.
Yes, they did, and they won the East St. Louis Regional Championship last week. Beat Belleville East on Friday night, and here in Collinsville, the Redbirds lead it 51-47. And what a game plan for the Alton coaches and the Alton players here tonight.
Well, I was going to say, both teams, you got to give a lot of credit to their players for their stamina, as neither team has really gone very deep on the bench. The Redbirds have used 7, Burnett with a little bit of time in there, so they have actually used 8. But I don't think the Tigers have brought in but one substitute, that being Sammy Green.
Well, here we go. It's Edwardsville ball as we get back to action. And the Redbirds back to a 4-point lead on that big 3-point play. 51-47. Edwardsville ball down by 4. Underneath Colley, he's open from Epinesa, lays it in.
And that back screen over on the wing has been there all night long. The Redbirds are going to have to switch on that. You can't let him get a clean cut to the basket.
Here's Latham going to the free throw line, kicks it to Trimble. 3:20 to go in the game. It's a 2-point game, still anybody's game, and it's been close all night long, all 4 quarters. We were tied after 1 quarter, tied at halftime. Here's Trey Smith. Smith to Trimble. Edwards trying to get open, getting away from Mark Smith if he can, but right now, Trimble holding the ball.
Mark Smith has no idea where the ball is. He's face guarding Edwards.
Underneath, Harris lays it in. Trimble to Harris around Epinesa.
Give Harris the 2 points to put him in double figures, but Trimble gets the outstanding assist there, and now almost the steal by the little guy.
Trimble tipped it out of bounds right at the Redbirds bench with 2:41 to go, and Redbirds by 4 again.
And again, the Redbirds assistant coach is being told by the official, hey guys, you got to settle down and sit down.
We know it's exciting, but sit down for now. The winner goes to the Sweet 16 in 4A basketball. Here's Green traveling out to the 3-point line, and he walked before he put it to the ground.
Just a little stutter step there. I have that down as 10 turnovers for the Tigers. The Redbirds have committed but 3, and I think Coach Waldo says, well, we're getting down that time of the game. I better get my other big guy in there, the 6'7" sophomore, Caleb Strohmeyer.
2:29 to go. Redbirds lead this game 53-49. Still a ton of time left, and we'll see how it goes down the stretch here. 4th quarter crunch time. 2:25 left. Here's Latham, fouled by Strohmeyer all the way down. They're holding each other.
And Strohmeyer's going to pick up his 4th foul. Good play that time by the Redbirds. Just keep him going. He doesn't have position on you. The foul has to go against him. That'll be his 4th. That'll be the 16th foul. So the Redbirds will inbound, and they'll be in the bonus the rest of the night.
Redbirds beat the Tigers last year in the playoffs. That was for a regional championship. This year they play in the sectional semis. Here's Maurice Edwards, guarded by Smith. 2:20 to go. 53-49, Redbirds by 4. 2:15 left as they give to Trey Smith. Now to Ty Trimble. Trimble, guarded by Oliver, gets away from him. Left hand, good! Ty Trimble, what a move!
The gutsiest play of the night. He went right at Epinesa, and at the last second, a little juke move, and around him he went. A huge 2 gives the Redbirds a 6-point lead.
55-49 our score. Smith to Stephen. Stephen out to Colley's, open for 3, and he got it again. It's good. Timeout Edwardsville.
And when the Tigers have needed, they have gone to Chris Colley. He's come up with a couple of big, well, actually 3 threes now. 10 points here in the 4th quarter. Gives him 20 for the night. And gets this one even closer at 55-52.
And how about Colley's second half tonight? We mentioned Edwards, but Boy, Chris Colley has come alive. He had 3 points at halftime.
17 here in the second half, and the thing of it is he's lit it up from three-point land. As you said at halftime, the Tigers had no threes to their account, but he has picked up 3 huge ones here, 2 in the fourth quarter that have drawn the Tigers back to within 3.
A lot of open looks for other guys when you double and triple team Epinesa. Redbirds by 6 points with 2 minutes to go. Now that's cut to 3 points. It's cut in half, 55-52. We have 1:39 to go, and you know that free throws are going to mean something by the end of this game too.
Well, this is kind of what you expected of these two teams, to take it down to the wire as they've done so many times before, and what outstanding efforts by both teams. I was just about to say a while ago, look for Harris to pick up another foul, because he's really trying to get away with all that he can against Epinesa, and Epinesa realizes now that if this team is going to win, that is his Tigers, he's going to have to pick up some offensive boards, so he'll be going over the top.
Redbirds bring out Trey Smith, Paul Harris, Maurice Edwards, Ty Trimble, and Marcus Latham for the last 1:39 of this ball game. You're in tune to WBGZ Alton, a few minutes after 8 o'clock, as we continue with the fourth quarter here. And at midcourt, Colley fouls Latham, and that is team foul number 7.
I'm not so sure what got Colley didn't want to do that, as he just seemed like he got closer and kept body checking him until he finally got the foul called with 1:32 to go. It'll send Latham to the free throw line to shoot the bonus.
Latham in the air, missed the free throw. He missed the front end of the 1-and-1.
And therein lies the strategy.
And back the other way. It is Edwardsville ball in a 3-point game. They give it to the corner, Colley, guarded by Trimble. Now Epinesa has it. He's into the lane, up and in. May have taken an extra step, but he got away with it.
I think I heard him say mother my eye, so he gets away with that one.
55-54. It's a 1-point game with 1:06 to go. Redbirds' 6-point lead is down to 1 now. Trimble out near midcourt, 55 seconds left. Trimble with the basketball, guarded by Strohmeyer. Now the drive, and a foul is called on Edwardsville out at the 3-point line.
If that's on Strohmeyer, that'll be his 5th. It'll send Green back into the ball game, as Strohmeyer only had 2 points, but at 6'7", the big sophomore has been a defensive presence out there. He'll, however, sit down, and another sophomore, 5'11", Sammy Green, will replace him.
They put Colley up on the board, but it must have been Strohmeyer, 34, not 24. Here's Trimble at the line.
Coach Waldo thought it was.
In the air and good. Ty Trimble, how big has he been tonight?
I'll tell you what, he's been a lot bigger than that 5'9" frame he's listed as having.
That is 10 points for the junior off the bench. And assists and rebounds and defense. And free throws, 2 for 2.
A huge free throw makes it a 3-point game. Now the Redbirds need a stop, and then they're going to have to make some free throws.
57-54, Redbirds by 3. Epinesa to Colley, layup, good. On the weak side, it's a 1-point game.
And the Redbirds have not realized if you're guarding Colley, you cannot afford to give help.
Trimble all the way down, fouled as he went at Epinesa, and Epinesa blocked the ball, but got him with the body.
And with 27 seconds to go, that's foul number 4 on Epinesa. It's going to send the little guy to the free throw line one more time.
Tyon Trimble, how about number 4 for the Redbirds? He's going to the line again.
And the official has to remind him to tuck his shirt tail in. He's saying, I've been moving so fast I didn't have any idea.
27.8 seconds left. Trimble, free throw, good! 58-56, Redbirds.
And right now, the big guy, Maurice Edwards, stepping into the lane, telling his teammates, hey, no fouls now, no fouls.
Will it be a 3-point lead again? It's in the air, it's good!
You talk about tickling the twine. There was no iron touch on either free throw there. 4 gutsy free throws for Tyon Trimble gives the Redbirds a 3-point lead and sends the Tigers to the sideline for a timeout.
27.5 to go in the game. After the game, our Munganast Alton Toyota player of the game. And lots of candidates again tonight. Redbirds with 4 players in double figures.
But of course, right now, the important thing is to get a stop. 2 things the Redbirds must be concerned about. Of course, Epinesa inside, but if you can get him to charge into you, that would be a huge play. The other concern, the Redbirds, they have to know where Chris Colley is. He's the guy who can tie it with 1 shot.
Yeah, he's the one that's been hitting the threes here all of this second half. 3 threes. It has not been Steven. It has not been Smith, but they could step up too, and we'll see about Epinesa with his 18 points. He has only 4 points, though, in the second half.
Redbirds have been doing an outstanding job of defending him, and as we said, part of that has cost him because despite the fact that he has not scored, he's been able to dish it off to backdoor cutters because of the help defense the Redbirds are giving to him.
And that's why Colley has 20 points and Epinesa 18 points. Redbirds on defense here, and they have only 2 team fouls.
Coach Alderman and Coach Bray both in there. They're in the bird's nest. They're leading the cheers.
In the Redbird nest in row number 1. Here's Colley with it. 22 seconds left. Epinesa, we have a foul away from the ball, but again, the Redbirds have fouls to give. This one is on Trimble.
Not a bad call at all there. Take that foul, run a little bit more time off the clock on Trimble. That's only his 2nd personal foul. Nobody on the Redbirds has more than 2.
Epinesa baseline. He's going to go to the glass. He's fouled, and it rolls off the rim. No good.
Well, the Redbirds know what that feels like. They have had numerous shots tonight just slide off the edge of the rim, and that time Epinesa experienced it as well.
16.7 to go, and it's 59-56. Epinesa, free throw, it's in the air, no good. He will shoot again.
I was just thinking of all the places on the floor, I think the place that he is perhaps least threat is right where he is right now on the free throw line.
59-56. Epinesa with another free throw. It is in the air. It is no good. Harris with a rebound. Mark Smith with an Edwardsville foul.
Harris did an outstanding job of sealing on the boards, getting that offensive rebound. They come out, and quickly the Tigers had to foul. Redbirds are sensing it, but I tell you what, they're not out of the woods yet.
Nope, 13.5 seconds left. 2 big misses, though, at the free throw line by Epinesa there. 13.5 to go in the game. And free throws coming. Yes, Maurice Edwards is going to the line for the first time.
I believe it should be 2 free throws.
10 fouls, yep. Double bonus with Golly and Caldwell trying to check in here in a moment.
Now, I don't understand that. The officials, all they had to do was look up there and see there was 10, but they take a timeout. All 3 of them have to get together and then go over to the table. The whole time the shooter's getting frozen at the line.
Maurice Edwards in the air. It's good. It rolls in 60-56, Alton.
And Maurice says, what do you mean frozen? I have ice water in these veins.
He's at it again at the end of the game. Number 25 for Alton, the junior guard. Maurice Edwards at the line, 13.5 to go. He made them both. 2 for 2 for Edwards.
And now the Tigers will bring Marinko into the game as he'll replace Sammy Green, looking to try to get a 3-point shot off, evidently, as they now trail by 5 with 13 seconds to go. Redbirds have only committed 4 fouls. Be a good idea to commit one here, maybe.
Colley throws it to the corner. 3 ball going up. It's good. Steven with 9 seconds left. They took 4 seconds, 2 long passes, and hit a 3.
And the Redbirds that time, as we said, they had a foul to give, and I thought maybe on that first pass they would foul quickly, but credit the Tigers. They had the play set up for the baseline screen to open him up in the corner. You were talking about maybe somebody we haven't heard from. Oliver Steven with 4 points and comes up with his 5th, 6th, and 7th at a huge time here.
So Steven hits the 3. He makes it a 2-point game. Our score now 61-59. Redbirds lead it. We're down to 9.6 to go in the ball game, and it's Alton ball. And the Redbirds may be shooting some more free throws here. They need to take care of the ball, too.
Well, that's the first thing. They've got to get the ball in bounds. Then, figuring on a foul, they need to also set their defense up so that that play does not work again for the Tigers at the other end.
So with 13.5 to go, the Redbirds led by 5 points. But the quick three makes it 61-59 now, 2-point game. And the Redbirds 9.6 seconds away from moving to the Friday night sectional championship game in 4A basketball.
Last time these two teams played, 61-60, I believe, was the final score, wasn't it?
Yep, we're close to that again. 61-59. Redbirds 0-2 against the Tigers this season. January game at Edwardsville, a February game at Alton High. Tonight at Collinsville High. They throw it into Trimble. He dribbles away, gives to Latham, who's fouled with 6 seconds left.
Latham may be the guy that the Tigers want to put to the free throw line. He's the one who missed the front end of a 1-and-1 just a moment ago. However, it'll be a 2-shot foul now.
Foul on Colley. It'll be his third. 6 seconds to go. Latham has the ball in his hands. And 14 points. Free throw good. 62-59, Alton. Here's the big one.
Yes, indeed. Here's the big one. And then, of course, you've got to cut down the sideline pass and stay alert for one more stop, Ollie.
6 seconds left. Latham again. Good again. Edwardsville will throw it in, down by 4. No timeout here. And no foul, says the Alton coaching staff.
Setting the screen into the corner. It works again. 3-point shot up, but it won't
go.
No
good. Epinesa follows it. No good. That's the ball game. The Redbirds win it. 63-59 over Edwardsville. Alton with a win in 4A sectional semifinal action.
And for the second game in a row, it's a 4-point blowout for the Redbirds.
They have done it again. 3 close calls in a row in the playoffs, and they do it again to Chatham-Glenwood, to Quincy, and now to Edwardsville.
Unbelievable, and I can guarantee you the Redbirds really enjoyed that outstanding win against Chatham. It was unbelievable. It was those buzzer beater. Winning the regional, that was a super win as well. But this one, you talk about putting icing on the cake to beat the Edwardsville Tigers in the first round of the sectional. Outstanding job, and an outstanding job by the Bird's Nest. They realize be appropriate, be proper. They are sitting, waiting for their team, and now they'll mob them.
And they go to the floor now. The Redbird Nest, and Alton wins it 63-59 over Edwardsville, and they hold up high. Who else? Ty Trimble.
Yes, indeed. The guy who had a 3 way back in the first quarter, had a couple of 2s in the second quarter, sitting there with 7 points at halftime, but he comes up with a huge 6-point fourth quarter, including 4, 1, 2, 3, count them, 4 big free throws to seal the deal. And you think about those 4 free throws and you look at that scoreboard, that's exactly the winning margin for the Redbirds tonight.
They win it 63-59 over Edwardsville. Back with a postgame in a moment. You're listening to Big Z Radio Sports.
RiverBender.com's live coverage of today's game is brought to you by Macias Insurance Agency, your local independent insurance agent. Andy's Auto Body, Tire, and Auto Service and Sales. Auto Butler Car Wash and Express Lube, located at 1706 Homer Adams Parkway in Alton. Roper's Regal Beagle, the Metro East's premier sports bar and grill. Shell Community Federal Credit Union, the one place to go for all your banking needs. Liberty Bank, bank local, bank Liberty. Gerard Fisher American Family Insurance, all of your protection under one roof. Tom Lane State Farm, your good neighbor agent in the Riverbend. First Mid-America Credit Union, exceeding member expectations since 1934. Roberts Ford, the value store since 1949. 4204 Main Street Brewing Company, locally brewed craft beer and the area's best 100% certified Angus steaks and burgers. Calc Institute of Technology, your future, your success. C&B Bank and Trust, Illinois' oldest bank.
It was the regional title game. This year, it's a sectional semifinal game, and the Redbirds, Gary, by 4 points over the Tigers.
And I don't know what Coach Smith said at halftime, but A.J. Epinesa went into the locker room at halftime with 14 points leading his team. He came out in the second half, and the Redbird defense in general, and specifically Paul Harris, limited him to only 4 points in the entire second half. Outstanding defense on the Redbirds. And once again, we've said it before, we say it again, defense wins championships, and boy, it did tonight.
Yes, it did. And you look at Edwardsville, 20 points for Colley, 18 for Epinesa, 8 for Smith, as he had really an off night. A good D on him. Stephen had 7, Strohmeyer 2, and Green 2. Edwardsville finishes 25-5 on the year, losing their first game to a conference team this year, as they won 14 straight during the conference season, won some conference games last week, of course, in the regional, but they lose to the Redbirds tonight, who are now 16-10. And how about the Redbirds scoring sheet?
Well, as you said, the Tigers were due to lose one, I guess you'd have to say. You talk about some outstanding numbers for the Redbirds. Let's start it off with Maurice Edwards with 18 points. Follow that up with Marcus Latham with 16 points. And then Tyon Trimble coming off the bench for 13 points. Paul Harris with 10 points. And then Kevin Caldwell with a pair of threes had 6. So 4 players in double figures for the Redbirds. I know that the Tigers were trying to shut down Maurice Edwards. He had his 18, but his supporting cast really came on strong to will the Redbirds to victory tonight.
4 players in double figures, and the fourth quarter from the free throw line, the Redbirds 9 out of 10. How about that?
Amen. It's not always how you shoot free throws during the game. Well, during the first half, the Redbirds didn't shoot any at all. Trey Smith missed a couple in the third quarter. Going into the fourth quarter, the Redbirds were 0 for 2, but as you said, 9 for 10 in that fourth quarter. Clutch free throws, none any more clutch than Ty Trimble's.
And our Munganast Alton Toyota player of the game is Ty Trimble here tonight. Defense, assists, points, free throws, a 3-ball. He did it all tonight. He had a lot of help, obviously, but how about Trimble?
Well, I think the one word you have to describe him with is fearless. The little guy went inside with no fear and had an outstanding game. Coming off the bench, he really gave the Redbirds the spark they needed tonight. He is indeed a Munganast Alton Toyota player of the game, if there ever was one.
And now Friday night, the Redbirds will be taking on a Western Big 6 conference team.
Let's see, we've done that before, haven't we?
Yes, yes. And here we go again. It'll either be East Moline or Rock Island, and we will see about who they play on Friday night. It'll be a 7 o'clock game, and you can hear it right here on the Big Z. It'll be right here in Collinsville.
Yes, indeed, and I would imagine that we're going to have every bit as big a crowd, perhaps not as many from the visiting team, but I guarantee you the Bird's Nest over there, it's going to be full, and the faithful of the Redbirds, they will show up in kind again. The Purple Palace going to look red Friday night.
Alton 63, Edwardsville 59. The Redbirds move to the Sweet 16 in the state of Illinois with a record of 16-10 on the year. Thanks to my partner Gary Boker and our engineer Brian Hennigan. This is Brent Birkland from Collinsville. So long, everybody.